Hi, I'm Steve Gallant with ClearTouch Interactive, and today I'm going to give you a brief first look at our new Chorus software. So Chorus software is going to combine your video conferencing with this idea of a shared workspace. Not only are we going to be able to bring our devices in with screen sharing from Windows laptops, MacBooks, any of your mobile devices, Android or iOS, but my participants are also going to be able to view the canvas as a shared space, control, add some notes, bring in PDFs, and all those elements. So really think of the Chorus software as a hub. I can have people connecting from my local conference room, anywhere on my local network, using the IP address up in the top right-hand corner. But I can also bring in anybody from around the world as long as they have an internet connection using the cloud code. You'll see the 8-digit code there in the top corner of the screen as well. So lots of ability to bring people into this meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and start the session here on the ClearTouch panel. Just simply hit start. It's just that easy. It's a nice walk-up interface for people to utilize. So once we're into the session here, like I said, it really is just kind of this shared workspace that we have. So let's start bringing in some items here. Over on my table, I've got a couple different items that I'm going to start bringing in. I've got a MacBook and an iPad, but then I do also have a couple participants in the room that are going to throw some devices up on the screen. So as we add our devices, you're going to start to see them populate down here in the bottom right-hand corner. So we'll throw in a couple of these. All right, so we've got a few of our devices connected here, and you'll notice that these are going to show up down in the bottom right-hand side. I can have these automatically show up right in the canvas if I want to, or I can simply select the connections that I want to show up. So I'm going to bring in my MacBook here, and then I'm going to go ahead and bring in the iPad as well. And then I believe I've got one more device connected here from one of my participants. So everybody's screens can be on the screen at one time. I've got the shared space here. I can also start to bring in a couple different things directly from the Chorus software itself. So in the bottom right-hand corner, I can bring in things like a sketch pad. So now I've got a place to take notes. It's going to call up the pen tools here on the board. So if I want to, I can go in, scribble some notes on the screen. Maybe this is going to be associated with my MacBook. So I'm going to scale this down a little bit and bring it up close to that MacBook. Okay, so we can also bring in a live web browser from down here. It's actually going to allow you to go out to pretty much any website, and not only can you launch the web browser from the Chorus software, but you can also send a URL from your external devices. So anybody that's connected to the session could send a URL to the board, and it's going to automatically open that web browser with your desired website on there. So very easy to start bringing in all of these different elements onto the screen here. The cool part is this is also kind of an infinite canvas. So if you're familiar with some of our other ClearTouch software, it's going to be very similar to that. So I can actually move all of these inputs maybe up off the screen, maybe bring in a couple different notes and things down here. So I can start to make these different areas inside of the canvas. The other nice part is no matter what input I'm using here, I can also make any of these go full screen. So if I wanted to, for example, talk about the MacBook here, I can go full screen on that. So now I've got my MacBook screen on there. Anybody who's viewing that canvas can also see that Mac full screen. So whether I'm controlling Windows here, opening up any of my programs, you're going to be able to see that on the device. I also have control over my Windows laptops and MacBooks. So I'm actually able to control anything on the screen from the ClearTouch panel as well. So you do get some of that reverse control. The other nice feature is the ability to annotate right on top of any of these inputs. So for example, if I want to go into one of my participants' laptops here, I'm going to make that full screen. He's going to pull up, I believe, a PDF here. So I'm going to have him pause right there, and I'm going to go ahead and grab the pen tools, and let's make up a markup here. So we can do some quick underlining, maybe circle something here that we want them to see. So on their device, they're also going to see those markups take place as well as anyone connected to the session. So it's a really great way to be able to mark up all of your inputs on the screen. And the really nice part, this is really cool, it actually is going to stay with that input and scale. So even as I bring it right back to its place here in the workspace, it's going to continue to have those same edits marked up on the screen there. So lots of different ways to bring in all of this different content. If it starts to get a little bit cluttered and you maybe forget where you put different things, the main menu is going to be down here in the middle, and it does have a few tools that you can use to clean up the canvas. So underneath the canvas tools here, I'm going to go to Align Apps. So I can actually rearrange all of these. It makes them into a nice grid. And this could be maybe a way that I just organize it, but it can also be a way to prepare the screen for sharing as well. So in that same main menu, I've got a couple sharing options. I can email this out to all of my participants if I want very quickly. It actually uses its own built-in email server, so I don't have to sync to my account or anything. I can just send it to an email address. Same thing, I can also print the canvas. And what it's going to do, it'll either print the entire canvas, which you can see here, so I can see that entire canvas, or I can actually go in and select just the visible canvas if I want to do that as well. So lots of different options. I can also go in to the session settings here and save this as a session. And what it's going to do is save all of the websites, the videos, PDFs, or anything else that we had on the screen. And it's going to save it as a live session. So I can reopen that later. All of my content will still be able to move around the screen. It's not going to go and reconnect all of your other devices, but it will take a screenshot of what was last on that device. So we can still utilize it as a static image input when we reopen that session later. So lots of different ways to save and share the content. Another great way to utilize the core software is with your existing video conferencing solution. So built right in, you're going to see several different plugins for WebEx. You're going to see Skype for Business as well, and then Zoom video conferencing here. So what that's going to do with any of these, it's actually going to launch into the native desktop application. So once it launches the desktop application, I can simply go in, join a meeting. I can even host a meeting directly here from the software. And then a lot of times what we'll do is just kind of minimize this and maybe put it over to the side. And now we're allowing Zoom or Skype for Business or WebEx to handle all of our video conferencing with both voice, audio, as well as video on the panel. And then everybody still has access to the shared Canvas space here. So the way people are connecting is with the free AirConnect app. This is available for download on Windows PCs, MacBooks, as well as iOS and Android. So once you have the app downloaded, simply type in the codes like we mentioned at the beginning in the top right corner of your screen there. Whether you're local, you're going to use the local IP address, or you're actually able to connect with the 8-digit cloud code and then the security PIN for each individual session. So I also have the ability to control my participants that are connected to the session. So from the side menu here, I'm able to see not only who's connected, but also who has control over that canvas. So if I want to, I can enable this on or off to make for a more seamless meeting, so not everybody has control over that canvas. Or if it is a smaller, more collaborative meeting, I want to go ahead and leave that on so they can not only make notes from their laptops or be able to control inputs, maybe bring their screen into focus when they want to talk about that. So being able to control all your participants really is nice. So those are just a few of the features of the core software. It is a brand new software for ClearTouch. We're really excited about it, and we hope you guys will join us for whether it's an online demo or an on-site demo so we can show you guys how to best utilize this in your conference room today. So thanks so much.